Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So we are officially in the new year. One of my big goals is actually to get back into more healthy eating. I have Hashimoto's and I actually started doing the AIP diet over last summer. That has been incredible. I have felt so much more energy. I've just felt overall less sick and way better. And I've actually lost about 25 pounds, which has been incredible. After a few months of doing that, I kind of slowly started going into eating more paleo style. And then December set in and we were like full on holiday mode. All the goodies were coming out. I did stay gluten-free and dairy-free still. However, the sugar crept in a little bit and I've just been feeling more bloated. I've been feeling a lot more tired and sluggish. I just told myself when we hit the new year, I am going to hit the ground running. I'm getting a lot more fruits and veggies in. I'm going to be cutting sugar completely again. I just really need to kind of get a hold of things and not fully go back to AIP, but really just be in control of what I'm putting into my body. We are going to be doing some produce prep. I'm going to be prepping out a lot of fruits and veggies. I also have some super simple, because you guys know I love simple recipes for meal prep, just so that I can have them like throughout the week for lunches, for a quick easy dinner if we're running late. And then I feel like every new year, I always am like, I really need to boost our nutrients, especially after all the Christmas goodies and everything. And so I am going to be prepping up some juice and prepping up some produce to be juicing this week. And then I can hopefully just kind of continue on with that, just because I do feel like when we're able to get a little bit of extra juice in, it helps a lot. We do have a ton of stuff to do in the kitchen today, but before we get into that, we're going to start in the entryway area and we're going to be working on our guest bedroom. I want to change the bedding out a little bit. And then we also got some of our family pictures back, like we got the prints back. And so I'm excited to finally be putting up some nice big updated pictures of the boys. And then of course I want to clean up the living room and kitchen and just get that nice so that we have a clean, fresh space to work in, since we will be doing a lot of cooking and prepping and all that stuff. So we have a lot to get done, as you can tell. Let's get into it.
I wanna hear you say that you only want me.
So this is the state of our guest room right now. It really isn't actually so terrible. I actually got some new appliances, so I'm going to be decluttering some of these things. And then I want to change out this bedding. This is a duvet cover, but the duvet cover on the outside actually doesn't fit the duvet insert because it was just kind of like what we had. And so I'm going to put on like an old quilt that we have. And I just think that'll make it a little bit easier to make the bed and just kind of less of a headache.
Taking one more breath beside you, so I could find strength to divide us. Gave it all we got, and I know we did the best we could. If I could go back, undo the mess, I would memorize your face before I go. But this is how we grow. Gotta give it up sometimes. It's gold. And knowing when to kill you.
My sister actually made this blanket for us, and I thought it would be perfect to go over the bed and just be like a nice soft little touch.
Sometimes we hold on to let go. Sometimes we hold on to let go.
I love having this little donation basket in our guest bedroom. We always keep it here. It's just kind of tucked out of the way, but also very accessible. So that way, anytime we find something in our bedroom or kitchen or just, wherever throughout the house, we can easily toss it into the donation basket. And then once it fills up, we can go ahead and get that donated and just kind of keep our house a little bit more decluttered. Definitely not as much as I would like, but it definitely helps. And speaking of decluttering, stay tuned because I'm going to be having a huge decluttering video next week. I'm planning to declutter my entire kitchen. Hopefully we'll get rid of a ton and only keep the things that we really, really love.
Gotta give it up sometimes, it's gold. And knowing when to kill your pride. There's no one to blame. Nothing really stays the same. This is how we grow. Sometimes we hold on to let go.
We've had mixed tiles throughout our house, a few spots like these are some, and we have some upstairs by the boys' rooms too, and I love them because on the back you just peel that sticky side and they can be like restuck and everything, just to kind of give you your bearings. So here's our living room. Our kitchen is on this side. Right on the way to our bedroom, we have like this blank wall and you can actually see it from the living room because of the cutout. And I've always planned to put pictures here, but we just never got around to getting pictures done. So I'm gonna go ahead and set these ones up. Look how nice that's gonna look. It's all washed out, but it'll look good. Oh, that's cool. These ones actually have magnets, so you can like really get forgiving with these. That's so cool.
You wanna be, do what you wanna do, and if it sets you free, believe in only you.
What do you guys think? I love them. I feel like they fit the space super, super perfectly. I love finally having some updated pictures because I think the last time we had pictures like printed out for our wall, Noah was maybe under a year old. So that's just real life. He's 6.5 now. So finally we have some updated ones, but I love how this looks.
Find the moment and make it. Write your headline and raise it to the sky. No one else can create it. Take your banner and raise it to the sky.
I will say, especially since after taking Christmas down and just feeling the house feel a little bit more bare and like just a little bit more simple, it's been a lot easier to keep things clean down here. Thankfully, we don't have a ton to do, mostly just like tidying up some of the pillows and blankets, and then in the kitchen, like a general topical tidy. But of course, we do have dishes. You are never ever alone because your laundry and your dishes are always there, always.
Feeling every spark, shock to my heart. See my blood rush running. Staring at my hands and making big plans. You and me started something just to watch my mind go wild. A hurricane inside, tearing through my chest so loud. Can you hear my heart right now? This is bigger than a crush. Embers falling around me. Really think this could be love. Ooh, only one I'm thinking of. Always electrify me. Yeah, you really keep me up.
I am honestly feeling so much New Year motivation, and I am not letting it go to waste. I'm utilizing it and just making sure that all the things that are on my list, all the things that I really want to accomplish, I'm taking this extra energy that I'm having and just putting it to work. But I would love to hear, what are your New Year goals? I feel like I have so many goals that I want to accomplish during this new year. Mostly, I just want a lot more peace in our life. And so I'm doing a lot of things to go ahead and accomplish that. But one of the things, as I mentioned, is cutting out sugar and just being a lot more intentional with what we're eating, making sure that our family is eating a lot healthier. I also want to declutter our home from top to bottom once again, but this year I want to be a little more ruthless with it. Anyway, there are so many different goals that I have, but I would love to hear, what are some of your top New Year's goals? I always love hearing them. I feel like it's just inspiring to hear what other people are working on, what their goals are, and I would love if we could just share in the comments and kind of chat about those and motivate each other even more that way.
It's 1 a.m. and I ain't tired. I can stand right here and talk all night if you want. I ain't got no place to be, no one's waiting for me. I won't lie, I'm into you. Got like a million ideas what we could do. Cause I'm not gonna let you slip away, I won't waste this. There's something about the way you fix your eyes on me. I can't help myself, fall in love, I go crazy. What you wanna do now? Should we head back to my place? When you give me that smile, I think my heart's turned up the pace. I don't care about what we do if I get to be with you. What you wanna do now? What's to be afraid of when we're young, stupid, and in love?
Like I mentioned earlier, I want to declutter everything, and I just feel like everything kind of starts in the kitchen. The kitchen is the heart of the home, or at least in our home, that saying is definitely true. And so I am actually going to be decluttering our entire kitchen this upcoming week, and I cannot wait to just see what we're really not using. It's amazing how when you move into a new home, you feel like it's going to be impossible to fill up your cabinets, and yet a year later, you have completely full cabinets, and it's just ridiculous because there are days and even weeks where I won't open certain cabinets at all, or I'm only opening them for one thing and I have 10 other things in there. So I'm really looking forward to getting rid of a lot of things, and I'm going to take you guys along with me. So if you are not subscribed already, be sure you subscribe so you can go ahead and get that decluttering motivation and all of the other things that we have planned for this year. We have makeovers coming up. I'll also be sharing lots more homemaking and cleaning motivation, decluttering, organizing, just all of those homemaker things. You're gonna find it here, so be sure that you're subscribed and you've already joined the family. Go ahead and hit that button and leave me a comment down below letting me know you're new.
Eyes on me, I can't help myself, fall in love, I go crazy. What you wanna do now? Should we head back to my place? When you give me that smile, I think my heart's turned up the pace. I don't care about what we do if I get to be with you. What you wanna do now? What's to be afraid of when we're young, stupid, and in love? They were in high school when they met, and things got kinda awkward. with sparks in the air. He would stare at her in class, and she would try to act cool, but it was obvious, like, ooh, they would be together, ooh. And one day she said, write me a love song, 'cause I know you'll make it beautiful. And maybe I'll call you my sweetheart, and promise nobody can steal me away. Then I am yours, 'cause I want you, and I wanted you to know.
This song always reminds me of Kyle because we actually started dating back in high school. I would always write notes to him during class. I'm sure my teachers did not appreciate the, distraction of my note writing to Kyle, but this song just always reminds me of that. And when I think back to that time, it just reminds me so strongly of how fast time flies. At this point, we have been married over 13 years. We've moved so many different times through 7 different states, and we've had 3 boys now. And our life is just so much different than it was when we first started out. So I just love when you kind of are reminded of those memories, whether it's a song or a picture or, whatever kind of takes you back. Those kind of things are so much fun.
'Cause I want you, and I wanted you to know. As he sang, she started to dance, grabbed his arm and took his hand. He held her close under the moonlight as they kept on dancing. And now they're singing their love song, and they sing it kind of beautiful, calling each other sweetheart. I promise nobody can get in their way or steal the show. They're in love now, and I wanted you to know.
All right, next I want to work on the floors because they are needing a little extra love, and you're an adult when you get excited about the new cleaning tools, but this one is so worth the excitement. So we have had the Roborock Dyad, the previous version, for about a year, maybe a little over a year, and we just recently got the new version. This is the Roborock Dyad Pro, and it's like everything the last one was, but better. So one of the reasons that we have loved the Roborock Dyad and we're loving the Roborock Dyad Pro is because you can pick up wet and dry messes all at the same time, and it works great on pet hair because you guys know we have 1,000 pets. That's a little bit of an exaggeration, but we do have a lot of pets and a lot of pet hair, a lot of dirt, a lot of all that stuff. This machine can tackle it all at the same time. You guys know I'm not a fan of mopping, and so the fact that I'm able to just vacuum and mop at the same time is such a win. And of course, it still has a great battery life. You're actually able to get 40 minutes of runtime with this, which is roughly 3,000 square feet. And just like the last model, it also has edge-to-edge rollers. Another improvement that they've made is a Durtect smart sensor, and what that does is basically when you're going over your floors, it is able to detect whether you're going over a dirtier area that needs a little bit more water flow, a little bit more scrubbing, and by doing that, it cleans your floors even more thorough while still maintaining that long battery life. Now, a new feature of the Roborock Dyad Pro is they actually have added in this little cleaning solution tank right here. So another way to just streamline the process even more. It does have a charging dock. So literally when you're done, you just take the dirty water tank out, dump it out, rinse everything, and then pop it back in. And then you set the Dyad Pro on the charging station. It starts charging, and it also starts cleaning your rollers. And they've improved this because now it starts running hot air through the rollers to actually dry them as well. We do enough cleaning. We don't need to clean the things that clean for us. So you guys will get to see in just a minute kind of more how it works, but I'm gonna go ahead and have the link for the new Roborock Dyad Pro linked down in my description box and also saved on my Amazon favorites link, so definitely check it out. If you guys hate mopping too, or you just want something that's going to streamline your cleaning process, definitely check it out.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Who else finds mopping so satisfying, or at least watching someone else mop? I love just seeing that immediate difference of the floor being so shiny and so clean. Like I've said, mopping is not my favorite thing to do. The Roborock definitely helps make it a lot easier and not as tedious or anything, but I just feel like watching someone clean their sink or watching someone mop their floors is some of the most satisfying things to see. All right, everything feels so good in the house. Don't you just love that feeling when everything is like clean? It doesn't last long, but for those moments, it is glorious. And right now the kids are not home, so it's gonna stay glorious for a little bit longer today. Oh, I just love it. Now that everything is nice and tidy, we are going to jump into the kitchen and start getting things done in here. I just did a big grocery haul yesterday and had that delivered. So today I have a ton of produce that I want to prep out. I also got a few things for the recipes that I'm gonna make today. So I'm going to like ever so slightly go through our fridge. It's not gonna be a big clean out or anything, but just kind of like reorganize in there. We are going to start working on the produce prep, prepping out like salad, pineapple, carrots, celery, peppers, and then we are going to juice a little bit. Then we are going to actually work on the recipes. So the recipes that I'm gonna be sharing today are a homemade ranch, also a broccoli apple salad. It's just like perfect to keep in the fridge and enjoy throughout the week. Also pineapple chicken teriyaki stir fry. That one's great. It meal preps really nicely, so you can just, and it reheats perfectly, so you can have it throughout the week. Also a P.F. Chang recipe. I have shared a P.F. Chang recipe, but I kind of talked to my sister. She made it actually when we went up to an Airbnb cabin in Flagstaff, and I loved hers and I loved aspects of mine. So I kind of like asked her what she put in hers, and then I kind of melded the two together. And then last but not least, I want to make some homemade granola bars just for the kids to have. They can take it to school, they can snack on it throughout the week, and just know that they're not getting like a ton of sugar packed into each one. So those are the recipes we're gonna be making, and then hopefully we can clean as we go, and we won't have a ton to do once we're done cooking. But you know, there's a ton that we're doing right now. So let's stop talking and let's get to it. This is all the produce that I have. So I have a ton of lettuce. I'm going to be making a big salad. I'm going to use some of these for the P.F. Chang lettuce wraps. And here I have some beets. This is going to be for juicing, so I'm maybe gonna make a little juicing pile. Cucumbers for juicing, bell peppers. These are pretty much just for snacking and recipes. Also, same with those. Then I have some baby carrots, just one of these vegetable medleys. Same with this, so I need to use this up. Some extra carrots, more carrots, snacking cucumber, some leftover celery that we have, more broccoli. Some of this is going to be for that broccoli salad recipe. And then I just went the easy route and got kale that is already destemmed, already chopped up. This is going to be for juicing. I also have some pineapples. This one we've got to use up right away. Hopefully it's still good. These are going to be for juicing, snacking, and one of the recipes today. And I always get questions about this little thing. It's just a knife sharpener, but I love that it's super compact. I think I have one listed on Amazon or linked on Amazon, but it just works super well. One of my biggest tips for salad, if you prep your salad ahead of time, is to grab a couple of paper towels. You want to lay it in the bottom of your dish. It will actually absorb some of the moisture from washing your lettuce, and it will make your salad last so much longer. So you don't need a lot, just a couple little pieces of paper towel, and then you can start adding your lettuce right on top of that, and it will just really absorb so much of that extra moisture.
Talking to each other, I know we feel the same.
My mom always adds like extra stuff in there. Like she adds chopped up onions, chopped up bell peppers, chopped up carrots, and I wanted to do that, but I don't think I have enough room. So I might actually just like, while I'm prepping up some of the other stuff, like set a little bit aside and maybe just put like salad toppings almost in a little dish. When we were up at the Airbnb in Flagstaff recently, we got like a veggie tray and a fruit tray because I wanted to snack while we were up there, but I didn't want to be like just chips, junk, like things like that. I wanted a little bit of healthier options. And so we got the fruit and veggie tray, and everyone just loved it. I want to have a fruit and veggie tray at home. I thought this is cool because you can have like a bunch of different veggies in here. I'm super excited about it. It comes in a 1 or 2 pack, so I got the 2-pack, but I just need to rinse these out, and then I'm gonna start filling them with all of our produce, and we'll have some homemade veggie trays that just encourages everybody to snack on healthy stuff.
We both carry a scar. Let's rewrite the part we're playing. Time to cherish.
And I'm just cutting these on an angle to make them look a little bit prettier, and then, I don't know, make it a little extra fun. No particular reason, really.
Don't be afraid. We'll be okay. And I know it's the right thing to do. Let's break away. All colors will fade. Let's go our own way. Now's the time to decide what to do, and I'll stand by you. By you. I'll stand by you. Now's the time to decide what to do. Let's break away.
I just wanted to share a quick little update. Now that we've had these veggie trays in our fridge for a few days, they have been such a hit. I just cannot tell you how often all of us have grabbed for these in the fridge. I really love how they're set up because they're individual. You can just take one little section of them. You can take the whole tray, but it's just really easy to see what you have. And I'm definitely going to be continuing on with the veggie trays from here on out. I love these.
Not like anything we've done before. Yeah. Now it's time for something better, and time for us to follow our dreams. No, we can't stay no more. Come run away. Don't be afraid. We'll be okay. And I know it's the right thing to do. Let's break away. All colors will fade. Let's go our own way. Now's the time to decide what to do, and I'll stand by you. By you. I'll stand by you. Now's the time to decide what to do. Let's break away.
Since I'm going to be juicing some of the pineapple and then also just having some of the pineapple in the fridge for snacking, I'm actually gonna have like 2 separate containers. If you are cutting up a pineapple and you don't wanna waste this center core piece, you can put it right into your juice, or you can put it into any smoothies that you have. And if you don't, like, you're not gonna make it right away, you can always just put it in the freezer. That way you're not having to waste it, but you can stick it in your smoothie and it will blend right up. You won't even notice it, but it'll add a lot of good flavor, and then you're not wasting any.
No need to overanalyze it. We grew apart more every day.
We're about ready to start juicing, and I came up with some fun names. I was trying to figure out last night like what kind of juice I wanted to make. I didn't want to overdo it, but I wanted to give us some variety, and I was coming up with some names. And the first one, the green juice, I called it tropical greens. The carrot juice, I called it spicy carrot. And then whenever I think of beets is The Office with Dwight Schrute, and so I called it Beet Farm. I was laughing about it last night. It's like not really funny, but it was probably way too late when I was figuring out what to call these. But anyway, a lot of times I kind of toss in what I have, or I know like certain things go well with other, fruits or vegetables. I typically will try to do like 80-20, like 80% vegetables, 20% fruit, just to sweeten it up. But that way you're getting a ton of veggies in there. For today, I wrote down like the idea of what the recipe will be like, so that if you want to make this at home and just kind of customize it as you go. Let's make some juice. I'm going to be doubling these recipes, but basically this is kind of the gist of the recipes, and then of course, like I said, you can just adjust them according to your liking. This is that tropical greens juice, and I love it because you packed a ton of kale in there, and then you also have cucumber and then the pineapple, which is what sweetens it and gives it that little tropical taste. It's so yummy. I feel like you can drink this and you know you're drinking something healthy, but it tastes really sweet. This is what it makes, basically doubling the recipe. So this will probably be like 4 juices or something, and then I'll just store this in our fridge and we'll drink it like throughout the next few days probably. The next one we're gonna do is the beet juice, so the Beet Farm. This one always reminds me of when I've done juice fast, because for whatever reason when I'll do a juice fast, I'll make like a big juice and I always put beets in it, and it just gives it like that dark purpley kind of color, and so this one will probably always remind me of juice fast. final juice that we're gonna make today is the spicy carrot. So literally it is just carrots and then some green apple to kind of sweeten it a little bit of tartness. And then the thing that makes it spicy is the ginger. So you're gonna use about an inch of ginger. You don't have to peel it or anything, just pop it right in and it will just give like a really yummy flavor. If you think that sounds strange, just try it, you'll like it.
Gazing at the blue of the night, stars are filling up the sky. You take my hand in yours, we'll make our own constellation.
I am trying right now my hardest to clean as I go. This is something I try to do as much as I can, but sometimes I just get carried away or I get really tired and, you know, I leave the mess for later. Clearly you guys know that about me, but I feel pretty good because I did do a really good job of cleaning as I went on this day, and definitely cleaning a juicer right away is a must.
Didn't know what we were looking for till we found it. They could say
Before we get into cooking all the recipes, I'm just going to get all of that yummy produce put away in the fridge. And while I'm putting it away, I'm just gonna kind of reorganize a little bit in here. And I think I'm gonna go back to like a Lazy Susan that we had before on the top shelf for like pickles and all the condiments. I just feel like that's gonna make it a little bit more functional for us. So not like a full fridge clean out, but just enough.
walking down a crowded street, moving to our different beat. All eyes are on us now. Oh, but we don't care, do we? Oh, I can't imagine a world.
All right, quick change of plans. Kyle and the boys got home and we have to head out really quick. So I don't know when we'll get back, but I'll either work on the rest of the recipe prep and meal prep later tonight if we get back in time, or we'll have to get it done tomorrow. But don't worry, we'll get it all done eventually. It is a new day. We ended up getting home very, very late last night. Today, we are going to finish everything up and we're really just gonna be focusing on all of those recipes. So like I said, we have the ranch, the broccoli and apple salad, the two main entrees that we're going to be meal prepping so that we can have them throughout the week. And then we're also going to do those yummy homemade granola bars. If you haven't ever made homemade granola bars, they are actually surprisingly simple. I just need to get back in the habit because I used to make them all the time for our kids and I just have not been in the habit of doing them because it is, you know, more convenient, I guess, to buy them from the store, but they're really so much tastier at home. Obviously they're gonna be healthier and they're cheaper because oats cost like not a lot. So let's get cooking. I started making this ranch recipe years ago and it's super easy. So all you're going to need is mayo, any kind of mayo, pretty much I think is dairy free. We just use oat milk or rice milk. Then apple cider vinegar, that's going to kind of do like a buttermilk consistency in the ranch. Then for the seasonings, you're going to use garlic powder or garlic pepper. Then you want to add in parsley, dill, and onion powder. And then you can salt and pepper to taste if needed. Try it out, mix it up and see how it goes. This recipe will make 1 cup roughly. I like to put it in a little squeeze bottle so we can pour it on salads or, you know, just have it as a dip. And then you can make it as thin or as thick as you want just by adding a little bit more or a little bit less milk. Also, I like to use mason jars to measure this because on the side of mason jars, it literally has measurements so you're not having to like measure that out. And it's just easy because then you can put a lid on and shake it up and it just makes things a lot easier.
Dream up a world of pirates, climb the higher
I'm just gonna put it in this little squirt bottle. I got these from IKEA years ago and it's just super handy. And this will store in the fridge. It's like a week maybe, but I don't know if I would go much past that, but usually we just don't have that problem. As usual, I am going to have the recipe cards up on the screen so you can go ahead and check those out. And then I always have them over on my website as well. Just if you want like a quicker way to find the recipe, it's always over there as well. So this one is super simple. All you're going to do is take all of your dressing ingredients, put it into a bowl, and then take all of your broccoli, the apple, all that kind of stuff, chop that up, put that in a bowl, and then you're going to dump dressing right on top, give that a good mix, and then you do typically want to leave that in the fridge for a few hours just to kind of let it meld a little bit.
Say you think about me because I'm starting to doubt we.
Here I'm just prepping up all of the produce and I'm also heating some bacon up. One of my least favorite things to cook is bacon because of all the grease splatter. It just seems like it makes such a huge mess. So I actually opted for this pre-cooked bacon just because you can pop it in the microwave and it finishes in literally a minute, no mess. But unless if we get it from Costco, we don't get it very often because it is a bit more pricey. Okay, the bacon is already out of the microwave, so while that cools for a minute, I'm going to add in some dried cranberries. These are just some cranberries I got online, but they do have a little sugar, but it was a lot better than the other ones that I found in the store, and they don't have like any added ingredients. This next recipe is so delicious. It has such good flavors in it, and it also comes together in under 30 minutes. So it's the perfect busy weeknight meal, or when you're trying to prep a bunch of things, this is a great one to add in. And like I said, it's just so flavorful. You have veggies in there, you have chicken. It is pineapple chicken teriyaki stir fry. You guys are going to love this one. It's definitely one of our family's favorites. So to make the most of our time, we are going to start by prepping out our chicken. This is a pretty big pack, but it was like the cheapest way to get it at the store. So I'm going to actually just only use half of this, and then the rest of it I'll probably just stick in a large like Ziploc bag and put it in the fridge with like a citrus marinade that I'll just make real quick. And then we'll have that maybe like barbecued out on the grill or something later in the week. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead, use just half, chop this up, and then make the quick marinade, which is just arrowroot powder. If you want, you can totally use cornstarch in place of arrowroot powder. I believe it's just 1:1. And then also in that marinade, coconut aminos. Again, if you don't have coconut aminos or you don't use that, it's basically just soy sauce. So you can use arrowroot powder and coconut aminos, or you can use cornstarch and soy sauce or whatever mixture of those, but that's going to be the marinade for the chicken. And then while that's marinating, then we'll start like chopping up all of the rest of the things and get that ready to put in the pan. So now in a small bowl, we are going to add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut aminos and then 2 tablespoons of our thickener, which is the arrowroot powder. Now, this does not need to marinate for a really long time. We are just literally having it sit in here. We're gonna set it aside while we chop up the pineapple and the broccoli, the red pepper, like all that kind of stuff. Then we'll start cooking everything and the chicken will be all ready to get added into the dish. What you're gonna do is you wanna freeze it. It will go so much faster, and then you just peel it with a spoon. And look, it just takes that peel off so nicely. And you're gonna be able to mince this so much easier if it's frozen.
I'm sorry for what I have put you through. I still have you on my mind, my mind. My focus been drifting away from you. Just wasn't our time, our time. You can say what you want, but I know you hurt at night. But I tried and I tried and I tried to hold you.
Then normally I would be chopping up a pineapple, but we actually have pineapple from yesterday. Next, we're just going to grab a bowl to go ahead and mix up the teriyaki sauce itself, and then we'll be able to start cooking everything. So we're adding a 1/3 cup of coconut aminos, and then 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil, and then 3 tablespoons of pineapple juice. And if you don't have pineapple juice, you can actually just take some fresh pineapple and like smash it up, and that will work great too. And then we're going to add in a little more arrowroot powder. About 1 tablespoon, just enough to kind of thicken that up a little bit.
So I'm here tonight, and I'm giving us one last chance, 'cause I don't wanna lose what we had. 'Cause
So when you're making this recipe, you do want to add things into your pan in a certain order. So you're going to start with your oil, let that heat up, and then kind of saute your red peppers for a few minutes. Then you're going to be adding in all of your chicken along with your minced garlic. And then you're just going to stir that for a few minutes and let that cook almost all the way through, and then you can add in your broccoli. And then a few minutes later, once your broccoli is cooked and your chicken is completely cooked through, you can then add in your pineapple along with your grated ginger. Let that cook for about 1 or 2 minutes, and then you can pour over all of your delicious teriyaki sauce and let that cook in for just a couple minutes until everything starts to thicken and the sauce becomes a little bit sticky and really coating that chicken very well.
you can say what you want, but I know you hurt at night. But I tried and I tried and I tried.
Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could smell this, and even more, I wish you could taste it. You guys have to make this one. It is just so flavorful, and I love the addition of like pineapple in there, because I feel like a lot of stir fries don't have that fruity flavor, but the pineapple just takes it to the whole next level. I just need to let that cool for a minute, and then we'll pop that in the fridge. We can have that throughout the week. But next we're gonna make the PF Chang chicken. This is like such a go-to. I actually have forgotten about it for a while, but it's made a comeback into our weekly menu because when we went up to the cabin, my sister made it, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I forgot about this recipe. We used to make it all the time. So like I said, I've kind of like melded her recipe and my recipe, and I think that this one's gonna be like our new favorite. So let's go ahead and make that one, and then we'll get to the granola bars.
Longing for someone to hold me. It could be anybody.
Okay, so I'm actually going to be making a double recipe of this, but to start, all you're going to do is just start browning your chicken and then add everything else. I would absolutely recommend using fresh ginger. The only other thing we need to prep is chopping up the green onions and chopping, like slicing the water chestnuts. That's really it. The rest you just dump it in here, and it's a one-pot dish. So simple. If you make a lot of ground meat and you don't have one of these guys, you totally need to grab one. They are just on Amazon, but they make it so easy.
I can see all the signs I tried to fill in the cracks that were spreading in my mind, but I was all out of hope, lost in an endless maze. The emptiness had afforded just like a void, but you.
Now that the onions are getting cooked down and the meat is almost all the way done, like browning through, we're gonna start adding in the sauces and the garlic and all of that.
Like getting blood out of the storm.
can see that recipe came together so incredibly quick and easy. It's really just like a one-pot meal, which I love. Now, we like to make doubles of this recipe, so keep in mind that's what I did today. But the way that we like to eat it is actually in a lettuce wrap. But if you have picky eaters or you're not a fan of lettuce, you can go ahead and like serve it over rice or something. You can even do it like over roasted veggies. I don't think there's a bad way to enjoy this one. It's super, super yummy. So we are almost done, and I've actually been doing a pretty good job of like cleaning up as I go. The dishwasher is almost full, and we have just a little bit of extra dishes in the sink. So we're gonna go ahead and make up those granola bars, then get everything all tidied, and we will have a fully stocked and prepped fridge, and it feels so good. Okay, for these granola bars, you're going to need rolled oats, some peanut butter or almond butter, chia seeds. These are totally optional. I just like to add them in. Same with these. These are little pumpkin seeds. We happen to have them, so you can add those in if you want. Some mini chocolate chips, some vanilla extract, and honey. And you'll also want to add in a little bit of sea salt. This one seriously cannot be easier. There's no cooking or anything. So we are gonna start by adding in like all of our wet ingredients, like our peanut butter, vanilla, honey, and salt, and give that a good stir in here. That way it's just easier to incorporate everything. And then we're gonna add in our dry ingredients like the rolled oats, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds if you want, and the chocolate chips. Now this granola recipe can be changed up, so you can add in whatever different mix-ins you want. If you don't want chocolate chips, don't add them. If you want some nuts added in, go ahead and pour those in. You can add in a little bit less honey if you don't want it quite as sweet. But once you have everything added in, just give it a good stir, and if it seems too dry at first, don't worry, it will come together. Just keep mixing.
And you haven't seen the best of me yet. There's nothing like you and me together.
I got these pans actually from Walmart. They're silicone. It's actually sturdy, like you can just pick it up, but that way I don't have to use like any parchment paper or anything. If you were making regular granola bars like I was planning on doing, you would do everything the same, except you would get like a pan, line it with parchment paper, and then spread the mixture into there, and then go ahead and let it chill in the fridge for a while. Cut it into bars once it's ready, and then you will store these in the fridge. Otherwise they get a little bit more sticky like that. But I'm just gonna use my handy little scooper, scoop them right into these mini muffin cups, and just pop this in the fridge, and we'll have little bites instead.
I'll be yours if you let me hold you tight. But I don't know if you let me in, yeah. I know you had your heart broken one too many times, and now it's time for you to open up. They have been cruel to you, saying things they don't mean. They have been rude to you, disrespect how you feel. But baby, I'll never go that far, 'cause I know better than that. So baby, let me hold you. I wanna show you how to.
You guys, I am feeling so pumped for the new year. It actually feels a little bit different than it has in the past. Like, I feel like I always get excited for the new year, the new goals, all that kind of stuff, kind of a reset. But this year, it just feels different to me. I think honestly, a lot of it has to do with the last year. It kind of started off rough because we got sick, like very sick for like close to a month or something. And then I'm sure you guys know some of the other things that happened this last year. And it was just such a really hard, difficult year. And the year even finished off by having our razor stolen on Christmas Day, which really was a bummer, although we were all safe. So that was a blessing. But 2022 just felt like one thing after another. It just kind of felt like we were rolling down the mountain all year long. And I feel like towards the end of the year, we finally stood up. We were able to kind of get a hold of our life a little bit better. And this year, we are just taking off running. We are so looking forward to all of the amazing things things that this year has to hold for us, and I hope that this year is going to be amazing for all of you as well. Keep in mind, our life is what we make of it. So if you are not happy with the life that you're having, I challenge you this week to sit down and make a list of what things you really want to change in your life, and then start figuring out different ways that you can start working towards those goals. We only have one life. We all deserve such an amazing one. We will have the life that we make for ourselves. So I challenge you to go after the life that you want.
Baby, I would always hold you close. So baby, let me hold you, hold you. I wanna show you, show you, show you how to treat you right, treat you right. Pull you closer through the highs and lows. Yeah, I wanna show you how to treat you right, treat you right.
I cannot tell you how good it feels to have all of this food prepped out. Now I know that we will be set for snacks, we'll be set for healthy meals. I even have that extra chicken marinating for a dinner this week. I'm just feeling so on top of things right now, which definitely does not always happen. So I'm really embracing that feeling. And being that we're still very early in the new year, I just feel like it's the perfect time to feel this way. But I hope you really enjoyed watching today's video. Be sure to try out some of those recipes and let me know in the comments which one you're planning on trying out first. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with any of them. They are just all so delicious. And if you are not all caught up on my videos, I have shared so many other homemaking videos with tons of other recipes. I have no idea how many recipes I've shared, but like literally 100 or more at least in my homemaking videos and my cook with me videos. So I'm going to link my homemaking playlist on the right side of the screen right here, so you can go ahead and check it out and get even more recipes. As always, thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to see you next week when I declutter our kitchen. Bye guys. What do you think?
Really good.
You like it? Yeah. Good. You sweaty from jumping on the trampoline?